Welcome to another episode of the Her Voice Up podcast. My name is Ifua Kesewa Akoto. I'm your host. Today we're joined by the lovely Amma Agyei. She's a passionate motivational speaker and life coach who is dedicated to unlocking the potential within individuals. Amma has turned her pain into power and purpose by gaining a qualification in life coaching. She's also earned some accolades from the Mayor of London's Design Lab. Welcome, Amma. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm blessed to be here.
Cool. So we're all ears to hear your story. So as a child, you face a lot of adversity. Can you share with us some of those difficulties you faced and how it's shaped who you are today?
So I'm blessed to be able to have healed from my childhood, to be able to speak about it. So I'll start by saying, like, I have a beautiful relationship with my mum now. But when I was younger, she struggled with some addictions, which made growing up quite hard. And it tended to make my brother and I feel unseen, because her addiction was what was her priority. We had a home, we had food, and we went to school, which is a blessing in itself, but there was a lack of that love and safety. So how that has shaped me growing up as a young adult, you don't tend to realize what the effect your childhood has on you until there is something big that goes on. So I was living quite normally for some time until I was in a car accident. And then when I had PTSD from that, things started to unravel. Like, I started to realize I was very depressed and very insecure, and very just unhappy, but I was masking it by having a job and having a good job and having good grades. So that the troubles I faced growing up, it made me hide what I was going through. But also, when those issues did come to the surface, it really propelled me into actually needing to figure out who I am and understand what is going on within myself, which then in turn started my journey of self-discovery. So I went through a lot that was hidden. However, when it did come to light, it allowed me to find who I am and find who I am today.
Right. So it's really sad to hear that you even got in a car accident. What age did this take place, and how long did it take for you to recover physically and even emotionally from that?
Yeah. So this was I believe I was quite. It wasn't too long ago. So I think it was in 2019. That would make me 24. So yeah, my young adult age, and a lot of the healing wasn't from the car accident. It was more from what was going on mentally, like I honestly after that say to a lot of people, getting into a car accident is a lot more than just what happens physically. Like, I had whiplash, and I was very much bedbound for some time because my back was in pieces. It was hard to move around, but it's just mentally what goes on at that time. Like, it took me a while to want to get back in my car. Sometimes when I drive by where it happened, I'll get anxiety, and even now, and I'll do my best to avoid that place so I don't have to drive through it. So it took some time, and as I said, that car accident really was a ripple effect into, wow, like, I'm now in a PTSD state because of that. But understanding that there is a lot going on in my mind that I've never addressed before.
Right. Interesting. I'm glad to know that you're physically well and you're doing much better now. So that's really good to know. So in the midst of all the battles you face as a child, how did you manage to acquire good grades to the point of even getting a first class degree in TV and film at the university?
Do you know what? That first class degree
Mm.
still blows my mind to this day because
Mm.
that's a funny story, but I'll start from primary school, and
Mm.
I would say school and education was my safe place,
Mm.
because home life was pretty tough. It was
Yeah.
like school was the only place that allowed me to be a kid. At
Right.
home, it was at home was a place of just having to survive type
Right.
situation,
Mm-hmm.
and having to look after ourselves and
Mm.
just I say ourselves again, referring to my brother and I, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it school was my safe place. So when I would go there, I would try really, really hard, and just to get
Mm.
that validation from teachers, getting good grades to me, kind of in my young brain, was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, if I get good grades, then my parents will see me. As I said
Right.
just
Mm-hmm.
now, I felt unseen. So a lot of my good grades, I definitely tried to get so I would feel that attention, so I would get that attention, so I would be seen by
Right.
those around me that should have been seeing me anyway. But I loved school, I loved my friends, I
Mm.
have had and have a great bunch of friends around me, and
That's.
especially moving into secondary school,
Mm-hmm.
like you go to friends' houses and their parents would
Mm-hmm.
bring me in. It was just a really great place for me. Um, so I'm blessed to have those people, and to have gone to the schools that I did. In terms of university,
Mm-hmm.
and this plus degree, which I'm so proud of myself to say I got that.
Could be, yes.
I had to work hard at university because I did a placement in San Francisco. So
Right.
first year of uni wasn't like I didn't do freshers. I'm not really much of a party person, if I'm honest, but I
Mm.
didn't do that because I had to get a first class in my first year to allow me to
Mm.
go to the university that they wanted to place me in San Francisco. So I guess that foundation being laid of just continuing to work hard throughout first year, second year, and third year really played a part. But I remember when you're doing your dissertation, like that's not a joke. So
Mm.
nervous.
Yeah.
Our lecturers would say you need to get on it because it comes around very quick. And I was just
Mm-hmm.
thinking, yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I did. I was doing something I loved, so it didn't feel like
Mm.
work to me. But I remember the
Mm.
time just flew by, and I was so behind and I was panicking. But I had a friend. I worked at Waitrose with him, and I just remember
Mm.
saying to him, yeah, "Don't worry, I'm gonna get a first class, and when I get it, you have to call me first for the rest of my life."
Oh,
Um,
wow.
in that moment, I really said to myself, "Wow, I need to go and get this now."
Yeah.
Um, so that kind of conversation and that motivation and that kind of talking life into myself really was the catalyst
Mhm.
for that first. As much as I had worked hard, after
Yeah.
that moment, speaking to my friend at work, I was like, "Okay, now I'm gonna go get it because I can't come
Mm.
and embarrass myself." And yeah, I did it. And I remember
Wow.
seeing when I got to uni, I didn't want to look at because they put the grades on the board next to your uni number, and I looked at one that was
Mhm.
the number that was one digit different to mine, and they had also got a first class. So I was cheering.
Right.
I looked again, and I was like, "Oh, that's not even my uni number though." So it's like, okay,
Ah.
so kind of. Then I actually saw that I got a first, and yeah, I was very, very pleased.
Congratulations on that, and it's really important as you spoke. What just come what kept coming to me. What was the power of words, and the power of manifestation. You spoke in to being what you dreamed of, and it actually came to pass. So that is really powerful. Thanks for sharing that. So what is your relationship currently with your mom and your brother? Are you all in a good space?
Yeah, you know, my mom and I have a really, really good relationship. She's
Mm,
11 years sober this year, so
right.
um, she's doing really well. I'm very proud of her.
Mm,
I actually live with my brother, so yeah, I have a really good relationship with them both. I'm in a very as I've done my journey of healing, I'm in a good
mhm,
place to be able to understand where they're at and,
mm,
you know, be able to be patient and share love, and even support where I can to them
mhm,
because they're both on their own journeys. And I'm just grateful that I'm in a place to be able to be that support system, but at the same time, having my boundaries,
mm,
and making sure I'm looking after myself at the same time because
yeah.
some like I'm a very caring person and I like to put into other people, but there was a time in my life when it was completely draining me. So I had to learn
Mm,
that it's okay to say no sometimes.
mhm,
And that doesn't mean I don't love a person. That doesn't mean I'm not, you know, trying to be a blessing to them or I'm doing the wrong
mm,
thing. But it's just there's a level of needing to protect one's space. And it's,
mm,
you know, on social media these days where it's
mhm,
like you have to be selfish, you have to do you, and you do
yeah. Mhm,
to a certain extent. But it's like it's where your the motives of your heart are. So for me personally,
mm,
if not able to give to somebody in that moment, it's literally just because I've got too much on and I can't
mm,
just stretch myself to the point where, you know, nothing is working in my own life. Like they say you can't pour from an empty cup. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, but no, relationship is really good with my mom and my brother. We're good.
Mm. So in terms of your mental health, what point did you decide to seek professional help to really guard that space as you were going through the difficulties and the trauma you faced as a child, or even now?
When did I seek professional help? That's a good question. Um,
Mm.
I'll be honest.
Mhm.
At the time that everything started to come out after the car accident,
Mhm.
um, I knew I needed help, but therapy and those things are very expensive.
Yeah.
Um, so I kind of just like rode it out for a bit, was telling
Mm.
myself I was okay, telling myself I was okay, until
Yeah.
like I could, until I really couldn't handle it, and then I found someone, like I can't remember what they were called, but they weren't too bad. The price,
Mm.
so yeah, I started therapy maybe in 2020, or
Okay.
just before COVID. Yeah, I think it was
Mm.
online, which was good. I think
Mhm.
one thing I will say about therapy and professional help is making sure you have the right person for
Yeah.
you, because I've had a
Mhm.
few therapists, and although they were good,
Mhm.
some styles just didn't work for me
Right.
until I met. my most recent therapist who, you know, she's a believer, I'm a believer, she's a Black woman, and she kind of gets, well, we don't work together anymore because I've, you know, I don't really need it too often. But yeah, she just got it. Like when I would tell my story, it and her response, it just made sense. It's so hard to explain, but she really helped me to overcome a lot of things that I didn't know I was battling with. And she was able to do that because of the relatability in her life and mine, which was really nice. So, but to answer your question, I can't really pinpoint a moment when I decided to seek help. It kind of just was like, if I don't, then bad is going to happen. But the importance of professional help is major. Talking to someone is important. I would say, like, try to do things on your own to avoid being weak or being embarrassed or being vulnerable. Yeah, I would just say that it's just not the way to go, you know, because I've been a person that has grown up just doing everything by myself, like doing everything for myself, isolating myself, feeling like I don't have a voice to share what's going on. So I brought that into my adult life, and it just really impacted my relationships, like people I would work with, you know, just even friendships as well. Just having that lack of understanding of how important communication is, it really kind of interrupts and disrupts everything around you, even when you don't know is happening. So yeah.
That's really powerful. So, do you have in any tips for in any one listening to us who may be in a similar situation where they are in a really bad space mentally? Do you have any tips or in any quick tools to share?
I would say definitely check in with yourself first, and like just let yourself know it's okay that you're in the space you're in. And I say that because as human beings, we're so used to just moving at a fast pace. Nobody
Yeah.
slows down, really look inside themselves and understand that something's going on. And it's always, you know, as I said, in society, it's always okay. If something's wrong, then it's a bad thing. Go and fix it, you know.
Yeah.
And it, in to a certain degree, that's the case. But I just think it's important to take time, check in, and show yourself that love and respect that you deserve and that you know you deserve.
Yeah. Mhm.
Once you've done that and you have an understanding of, or somewhat of an understanding of what's going on, then start seeking the help, you know, and that
Right.
doesn't have to be professionally. It could just be, you know, going for a coffee with a friend,
Yeah.
or just going for a walk, you know, or doing something that you love,
Yeah.
really helps. And to the friends that people facing these issues reach out to, it doesn't always have to be, oh, do you want to talk about it? Like, it's important to
Yeah.
remember your presence being there is helping somebody in a
Mm.
bad space feel better. Like, a lot of the time I didn't want to be asked, like, do you want to talk
Mm.
about it? Because like,
Yeah.
when I want to talk about it, I'll bring it up or say, you know, I'm going through this. Can we speak
Mhm.
about it? A lot of the
Mm.
times I would just call a friend and be like, oh, do you want to go for a walk? And I would pick my friends that were more chatty than me. So I wouldn't have to
Mm.
say, you know,
Right.
I wanted at the time. It was just, let me enjoy what she's doing, how she's living
Mm,
at the moment, and just, you know, it's like secondhand joy, and I'm pleased and proud of my friend. It
mm,
doesn't matter that I'm going through something, like I love that for her. And just her
mhm,
being there was amazing for me. And we did regular walks, and she checked in, and every so often she would say, do you want to talk about it? But it wasn't like
mhm,
every minute, do you want to talk about it? Because I had said to her, I'm not really in a space to open up right now, but if you can just be around, that would be really
mhm.
good. So yeah, that's just a message to those friends that are there when their friends reach out to them.
Wow, that's really good. Can you share with us how your new found purpose of empowering people to embrace their authentic selves has positively impacted your own well-being?
It's positive, impacted me positively in
Mm-hmm.
a major way. Like
Mm,
I I love to give, and
mm,
I've realized that, I like to give gifts and whatever, but the most important thing you can do for a person is help them know themselves. That's the best gift you can
mm,
give. In the question
mm-hmm,
it says, how has my newfound purpose of
mm-hmm,
empowering people impacted me? It's
mm-hmm,
given me purpose,
mm,
like my being from a Christian background, you know,
mm-hmm.
I it's a selfless religion, so my
Yeah.
purpose is to help other individuals. My purpose is to give other individuals that space, that light, that
Mm-hmm.
um passion back, through coaching. I'm a youth leader as well. Um, and
Mm,
just being there, like, I find that it's just helped me to smile more. It's helped me to
mm,
feel more warm inside. It's
mm-hmm.
it's hard to say, but it's given me purpose. And those who are listening that have an understanding of what their purpose is, it's
Mm-hmm.
just fulfilled me. Like, obviously, I have my 9 to 5 and whatever,
Yeah.
but even in my job, in my corporate role, I'm very much that person that people will come to talk to, you know,
Mm,
managers, colleagues, because that sense of empowering people, it doesn't go away just because I'm in my 9 to 5. And it's
right.
just, it's fueled my heart to keep doing more, to keep finding people that need the help, to keep sharing
Mm,
my story, and letting
mm-hmm.
people know it doesn't matter where you've come from or what relationships you've been in, like there's always a way out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with everything going on in the world at the moment and all the
Yeah.
things that we see, there's not enough positive impact that we are sharing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that obviously breaks my heart. So it breaks my heart, but it fuels me to do more, to get my message out there, to just let people
Yeah.
know that although whatever's going on, things will be okay. It's
Mm-hmm.
not a time to give up. Like, it's
Yeah.
not a time to
Mm-hmm.
give up. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because by when your read today your empowering those who have tuned in. So that is a really good thing. Thank you for that. So how did you manage to build back your confidence again, despite all the challenges that seem to get in your way?
Oh, that's a big question. Like, I
Mm.
know we're gonna get onto it later, but
Mm-hmm.
my confidence was at an all-time low. Like,
Mm.
in 2022,
Mm-hmm.
I tried to commit suicide.
Mm.
And that was like the lowest I've ever been. Like, I completely hit rock bottom. And
Mm.
the way that I am sitting here today is only by the grace of God.
Mm.
And everything that followed is, a testament to his love for me.
Yeah.
So I met a group of people, 2020
Mhm.
levels,
Yeah.
and they really helped me rebuild my life,
Mm.
in terms of like friendship circles, opportunities,
Mhm.
um, you know, the love and support that they give their young people that they
Mm.
work with. It just really allowed me to have faith in people again, to have faith in
Right.
myself again, and to really
Mhm.
just believe that although this has happened, I can put it behind me and start again. Like,
Yeah.
and when I started working with people from 2020 levels and
Mhm.
being exposed into certain spaces, it gave me my confidence because these people were happy to kind of speak to me. They wanted to hear what I had to say.
Mhm.
It was like, okay, I am worth listening to. I am worth being here. And
Wow.
I do have a mission. Sorry, I do have a message.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was took a few years, like,
Mhm.
but confidence
Mhm.
is something that we all need to work on, and it helps being around people that empower you and don't break
Yeah.
you down,
Mhm.
and let you know that whatever you want to do, it's
Mm.
possible. That
Yeah.
that confidence other
Mhm.
people have in you, it grows your own confidence. Um,
Yeah.
that really helped. 2020 levels really helped.
Wow. So, what would you say is role of such community in initiatives in supporting people who are looking to rebuild themselves, their power, and their purpose in life?
I think they play a major role,
Mm.
because honestly, without that community, I don't know
Mhm.
if we'd be having this conversation right now,
Mm. Mhm.
because I didn't have anybody around me at the time. Like, yeah, and it's it's like the community just embraces you and
Mm.
loves you, and it loves you for you and where you are at that time. It doesn't love you
Mm.
for what you can bring to the community. It
Mhm.
doesn't love you for what you know you can potentially make the community be. It's just, I'm Amma, I'm here,
Mm. Mhm.
and thank you for allowing me to be here. And
Mm.
it's a life changing, like many communities that are doing this work are changing the lives of
Mm.
young people, young adults, and
Mhm.
just allowing us to understand what love is, and you know
Yeah.
see our potential, because some parents unfortunately don't know how to do that for their children, because
Yeah.
it was not shown to them, and it's a cycle. But I truly believe that communities like this are breaking generational curses. It's showing young
Mm.
black women, young individuals in general, how to be different, how to be better, how to be in spaces that they never thought they would be in.
Mm.
So I definitely believe more of these communities need to be rising up, and saving young people's lives, because it starts
Yeah.
with them. I have a saying that I think young people should be protected at all costs, because
Yeah.
they are our future.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
Wow. 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 So, points did you start the 2020 levels program, and can you share with us the kind of the things that they do, if anyone listening would love to join them?
Yeah, so I joined 2020 levels at the back end of 2022, in the summer. So yeah, I was really going through it when I met with the CEO and had my interview, to join the program. I just kind of took a chance. I remember thinking, I don't really know if this program's for me. Like, I've got a degree
Mm,
already. I've been in corporate roles. I've earned a lot of money. Like, this is really taking me back to the beginning. So I was a bit prideful, let's say, because I
mm,
didn't want to do it. Like, I thought I was better than it, because I had what I already had. Like, I thought that was
mm-hmm.
just for, because the age range is, I think, from 17 to 30, and I'm
Right.
28. So I joined when I was 26. Yeah, just before my 27th birthday. So I thought, oh, I'm
Mm,
a bit too old for this kind of thing. But
mm,
at the time, I had nothing. Like, I wasn't working. I was on long-term sick leave with no plans of going back. So I thought, let me just see what this program is all about. And I went, and I continuously went. It's a 12-week program. It was 12 weeks when I did it. I'm not sure if it's changed now. But it's a
mm.
12-week program every Wednesday. And then after the first 4 weeks, it goes to every Wednesday and Thursday, or every Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay.
And they take you through a number of workshops. So it's like
Mm,
it opens you up to whatever kind of avenue of work, or whatever kind of career path you want to go down. So there's a
mm.
TV company that comes in, a mindfulness and wellness company. They talk about
Okay.
property. What else do they talk about? Finance,
Mm,
um, personal brand, CV writing. 2020 levels do a lot of things. There's a lot of opportunity. There's job fairs.
okay.
I went on a retreat with them.
Nice.
And I got 2 jobs by being part of that community. The
Wow.
first one, lead brand designer, and
Mm,
the second, which is my current role, I
yeah.
work for Express. And without 2020 levels, in terms of how it's played a part in my life and my career, I wouldn't be working with American Express today if it
Mm,
wasn't for them, and the partnerships and the relationships that they've built. And I
mm,
also wouldn't have had the confidence to apply for that role. I wouldn't have had the
right.
confidence to have even gone for the role before, because I was in such a dark place that I
Mm,
thought, I'm going to get work. I don't know where my next paycheck is coming from. Um, I'm 26. I'm telling myself that, you know, I'm too old to go back and study. I need to find a
mm,
job right now. Like, will I have to go back into retail? Like, I spent 10 years building up this graphic design portfolio.
mm,
Don't really want to do design anymore. Like, I don't know where I am. So in the midst of all that confusion, 2020 levels really helped me align myself and get myself back
right.
on track, um, with where I wanted to go, and it
Mm-hmm.
just, as I said, they open up a lot of opportunities, for their alumni to try things and to meet people and build the relationships to go forward, and um, just do well and be happy.
Nice. Before we get into your current role, and what you're doing now, I'm just interested in knowing. So what stop you from from taking your life when you were in that really dark space?
Honestly, nothing stopped me. Like, I took an overdose intending
Mm,
to end my life. That day was on May 8th.
mm,
And yeah, I took them. Before that, I had spoken to my mom. I called my brother just so we just had a really good conversation. Like, I didn't tell anyone, and we had a really
mm,
good conversation. And yeah, I was like, okay, cool. I've left them with a good memory of me, so now I can kind of just
mm,
go really. And I took the pills, and yeah, that was it. Well, I thought that was it, and then I can't remember. I don't know if I was speaking to my auntie at the time, but I
mm.
know that she sent me an ambulance,
Wow.
and they came. And without her, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened if
Yeah.
she didn't send the ambulance. Yeah, I must ask her, like, if I said anything or what. But I remember
Mm,
thanking her for sending the ambulance. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, that to answer your question, nothing was stopping me. It was
Mm,
just, a blessing that she called the ambulance and cared enough to send that support for me at the time.
wow. Thanks for sharing that. So in role now, as DEE and I champion with American Express, this is a very key one in empowering individuals, especially those from underrepresented communities. Can you share with us the impact you hope to make under your current leadership and the in initiatives and maybe any other interesting things you're putting together?
Um, in my role as DE&I champion, my aim is to just get a lot more Black voices speaking in the company. Now, in the sector I work in at American Express, we are very diverse, which is a blessing. But I would
Mm,
just love more faces and more of our voices to be heard, to
yeah.
allow other people to want to apply for the company. Because I know before I got this job, I looked at a job posting on LinkedIn and I said to myself, oh, I'm not going to apply for that because I won't get that job. And
Mm,
with that in mind, I'm bringing that to the DE&I role because I don't want other people to see jobs posted by our company and think, oh, I'm not going to apply because they won't take me
yeah.
because I'm brown. I don't want that. I would love, stories about myself and some of my other colleagues from different backgrounds to come out. So it's clear that we are empowering everybody in the company and there is an
Hmm.
opportunity for everybody to grow into more senior roles, and not
Yeah.
only for, you know, underrepresented communities as it's all DE&I, so those
Hmm.
with disabilities, with, um, mental health issues, and
Yeah.
I can't remember the word, you know,
Like
I can't,
neurodiversity.
thank you.
Mm,
Those backgrounds as well, and American Express are really big on empowering that. So I'm really grateful to be in this role to help um, those coming up with things that they see as bad
mm,
understand that it's, you are who we are and we embrace you as you are. You
yeah.
are able to come and work with us. You are able to do exactly what I do or do exactly what the next person does. It's nothing to do with what, is going on in
Yeah.
your world. Just want you because you are the right person for the job. And that's
Yeah.
really what I'm trying to drive and empower. Um,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, cool. That's great to hear. So before we go, do you have any advice for anyone who is scared of basically put things together, the pieces and beginning all over. Do you have any advice you would like to share to anyone like that?
Um, it's easier said than done, but just
Mm,
be brave. Um, but I can't imagine telling myself before everything happened
mm,
to be brave. You know what I'm saying? Life
mm-hmm,
just happened to me. And
yeah,
if you are forced to start again, I would
mm-hmm,
say embrace it, because if I when I hit rock bottom, if I didn't embrace the fact that I was at rock bottom and
mm-hmm,
said, right, I've got to move now, I would have
mm-hmm,
just stayed in the same place and
yeah,
tried to chase what wasn't for me, meaning tried to go back
mm,
to my old job,
mm-hmm,
tried to chase the people that were in my life before. And it wouldn't have made sense. Looking at my life now, I would not have been happy and
yeah,
I would not have found my purpose. So, if you're finding yourself in a place where life is throwing things at you and it's
mm-hmm,
feeling like you should start again, I would say just take that step, trust
mm,
yourself, trust, God or the universe or, any higher power one, is looking to. Trust that it's
mm-hmm,
the right thing for you and trust the process. I think like
yeah,
in this reality we live in, everything is instant. I've heard that
mm-hmm,
we're called the microwave generation. We want
yeah,
everything now, but things don't happen in an instant, unfortunately. And it's
mm-hmm,
like, for me, 2 years has been a major shift, and I'm excited to see what the next 2 years will bring for me. But if you told me
yeah,
back in 2022, just after I tried to take my life, that I'd be
mm,
sitting here on a podcast talking to
mm-hmm,
you about empowering people, I would have
yeah,
laughed. It's
mm,
like, it's really about understanding that things happen, but they don't happen overnight, and just trust the process and trust yourself that it will be
mm,
okay. And if
yeah,
staying where you are is making you feel uncomfortable, starting again will make you feel uncomfortable, but choose your uncomfortable, because starting
wow,
again may be, and if I'm honest, if you're in that place where you have to start again, it will be the biggest blessing of your life.
yeah,
It will just be uncomfortable to begin with. Whereas staying where
yeah,
you are, you'll be uncomfortable and you will remain uncomfortable. And that's just going
mm-hmm,
to be your life. It's
yeah,
choice. And I think another thing to say is always remember that there is a choice.
mm-hmm,
The result of your life now is because of the choices you made years ago. So start
yeah,
making the right choices. Start,
mm-hmm,
whatever it is, I'm speaking to whoever's listening, and whatever it is, you have to make that choice about,
yeah,
the answer. Make that choice because it will
mm-hmm,
benefit you or the version of yourself to come in however many years.
yeah,
So yeah, be brave,
mm,
trust yourself, and
mm.
you've always got a choice, is my advice.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much for having a voice for being bold enough to share what you've been through, and we're glad that you didn't take your live, and that we can speak to you today. So thank you so much for your time. And yeah, and thank you all for tuning in as well. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And could you please share your handles, so people can follow you in your journey and in what you're currently doing?
Yeah, sure. So my Instagram is Aliyah Amma with just a little underscore, and you'll be able to find me there.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you again soon.
Wonderful. Thank you so
Okay, thank
much.
you. Bye.